It's 3 o'clock in the morning. The house is quiet. You wake up to use the bathroom, walk down the hall half asleep, and by the time you get back to the bedroom, you notice your heart beating a little harder than usual. Maybe you feel slightly unsteady. Maybe you are frustrated that your sleep was interrupted again. Maybe you are just awake enough to start wondering, is my blood pressure okay? Then you see the monitor on the nightstand. So you sit on the edge of the bed, wrap the cuff around your arm, press the button, and wait. A minute later, the number appears. It looks higher than you expected, or maybe lower than usual. Either way, now you are fully awake, staring at the screen, wondering if something has suddenly changed. Here's what many people miss. The issue is not only the number, the issue is whether that number was taken under conditions you can trust. Home blood pressure monitoring can be very useful. It can help you and your healthcare professional see patterns that may not show up during a short office visit. But a home reading is only as helpful as the way it was taken. If you measure while anxious, after walking around, after rushing to the bathroom, while talking, with your feet dangling, with your arm unsupported, over a sleeve, or with a cuff that does not fit properly, the reading may not tell the full story. That does not mean the number is meaningless. It means one number, taken in a messy real-life moment, should not become the whole story. This video is for education only. It is not a diagnosis, and it is not a treatment plan. Do not change blood pressure medication or any other medication based on a single home reading. If your readings are repeatedly unusual, if symptoms are new or getting worse, or if you are not sure whether your monitor, cuff, or technique is accurate, talk with a qualified healthcare professional. And if your blood pressure is higher than 180/120, and you also have symptoms such as chest pain, shortness of breath, weakness, numbness, vision changes, confusion, or trouble speaking, call emergency services. Before we talk about the common mistakes, let's be fair. Most people checking blood pressure at home are trying to do the right thing. They are paying attention. They are taking their health seriously. They want to give their doctor better information. The problem is that blood pressure is sensitive to the moment. It can shift with movement, pain, stress, poor sleep, caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, recent meals, medication timing, illness, dehydration, a full bladder, and even talking during the measurement. So if you want the number to be useful, the conditions around the number matter. After 60, this becomes especially relevant. Many older adults are told to keep an eye on blood pressure. Many take medications, use over-the-counter products, or take supplements that may need to be reviewed. And because blood pressure tends to become a more common health conversation with age, it is easy to start reacting emotionally to every number. But the goal is not to chase every single reading. The goal is to measure in a consistent way so your doctor can see a meaningful pattern. There is one detail that changes how you should think about this. A surprising number is not always the same as a reliable pattern. A single high reading after coffee, climbing stairs, pain, worry, poor sleep, or rushing to the bathroom may not mean the same thing as repeated high readings taken calmly and correctly. A single low reading when you are sick, dehydrated, lightheaded, or getting up too quickly also needs context. The number matters, but the situation around the number matters too. One common mistake is checking too soon after activity. Maybe you just walked back from the mailbox. Maybe you carried groceries inside, climbed the stairs, took out the trash, or hurried to answer the phone. Then you sit down, put the cuff on, and press start right away. At that moment, your body has not fully settled. You may be measuring the effect of movement, not your resting blood pressure. A better habit is to sit quietly first. Let your body settle. Keep your back supported, your feet flat on the floor, and your arms supported. Give the reading a fair chance to reflect a calmer state. This is not treatment. It is simply better measurement. Another common mistake is measuring right after caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, exercise, or a meal without realizing those can affect the moment. Many people take their blood pressure right after morning coffee because the machine is nearby and the routine feels convenient. But if you want readings that can be compared from day to day, timing matters. Your doctor may suggest a schedule that fits your situation. Whatever schedule you use, the key is consistency. A reading after coffee one day, after yard work the next day, and after a stressful phone call the day after that may be difficult to compare. A full bladder is another small detail people overlook. It may sound minor, but if you are uncomfortable, tense, or distracted, your body is not in the same resting condition you want for a reliable measurement. That is why emptying the bladder first can make the reading more useful. Posture is another place where home readings often go wrong. Many people sit on the edge of the bed, lean forward on the couch, cross their legs, let the arm hang down, or hold the arm in the air while the cuff inflates. None of that feels dramatic, but it can make the reading less reliable. A more dependable setup is simple. Sit with your back supported, feet flat on the floor, legs uncrossed, arms supported on a flat surface, and the cuff at about heart level. Your body should be relaxed, not twisted or balancing awkwardly. That arm position is easy to miss. If your arm is hanging below heart level or lifted without support, the reading may not be as accurate as it could be. The monitor is measuring pressure in that arm, so where that arm is placed matters. Talking is another quiet mistake. People often chat while the cuff inflates. A spouse asks a question. A grandchild walks in. You say, "This thing always squeezes too tight." It feels harmless. But during the measurement, the best approach is to stay still and quiet. Let the machine finish first, then talk. The cuff itself matters too. It should be placed on bare skin, not over a shirt sleeve. A sleeve pushed tightly up the arm can also be a problem if it squeezes the upper arm. The cuff should sit on the upper arm according to your monitor's instructions, snug but not painfully tight, and positioned correctly above the bend of the elbow. And then there is one of the most overlooked mistakes: cuff size. A standard cuff does not fit every arm. If the cuff is too small or too large, the reading may be off. This is not a tiny detail, especially for older adults whose arm size may have changed over the years. Some people have thinner arms than before. Some have larger arms. Some cuffs slide, pinch, or never seem to sit quite right. If the cuff feels wrong, looks wrong, or does not match the size range in the instructions, do not guess. Bring the monitor to your doctor's office or pharmacy and ask someone to check whether the cuff size and technique are appropriate for you. That is a very practical question, and it can make your home readings much more useful. The device itself also deserves attention. Not every blood pressure device sold online has the same evidence behind it. In general, a validated upper arm monitor is often the more reliable choice for home monitoring. Wrist devices, watches, rings, or phone-based tools may seem convenient, but if they have not been properly reviewed or validated for blood pressure measurement, they should not be the main source for medical decisions. That does not mean technology is bad. It means blood pressure is too important to measure casually with a device you cannot trust. If you are not sure whether your monitor is appropriate, ask your doctor, nurse, or pharmacist. Another common mistake is treating one reading as final. Blood pressure naturally varies. If a number surprises you, the first response does not have to be panic. Sit quietly. Make sure the cuff is placed correctly. Wait a short time if you are able, and repeat the reading according to the guidance you have been given. Many healthcare professionals would rather see a calm log of readings over time than one dramatic number taken in a stressful moment. This is where a simple blood pressure log becomes useful. You do not need to turn your life into a complicated spreadsheet. Write down the date, the time, the reading, your pulse if the monitor shows it, which arm you used, and any context that might matter. Had you just had coffee? Had you been exercising? Were you in pain? Did you sleep poorly? Were you sick? Did you take a new over-the-counter cold medicine? Did you feel dizzy? Were you checking at 3 in the morning after walking to the bathroom? That context matters. A number taken after 5 quiet minutes in a chair is not the same as a number taken after waking suddenly, walking in the dark, and feeling anxious. Medication and supplement awareness is another important part of the picture. Some prescription medicines, over-the-counter medicines, vitamins, supplements, herbal products, foods, drinks, and alcohol can affect blood pressure or how you feel. Some cold medicines, decongestants, pain relievers, and other products may be worth discussing if your readings changed after you started using them. That does not mean you should stop anything on your own. It means timing matters. If your readings changed after a new medicine, a dose change, a new supplement, an illness, dehydration, or a change in routine, bring that information to your doctor or pharmacist. A safer question is, could anything I take be affecting my blood pressure readings or how I feel? Another mistake is letting fear take over the routine. Someone sees one high number and starts checking every 10 minutes. Each check makes them more anxious, and that anxiety can make the next reading feel even more alarming. Someone else sees one low number and thinks about skipping a medication dose. That can create risks of its own. A safer approach is to make a plan before the stressful moment happens. Ask your doctor, at what number should I call your office? At what number should I seek urgent care? How many readings should I take before I contact you? What symptoms matter most? Those questions turn uncertainty into a plan. There is also a balance and fall prevention connection that older adults should not ignore. Blood pressure is not only about long-term heart risk. It can also be part of how you feel when you stand up, walk at night, or move around the home. If you feel dizzy, lightheaded, weak, faint, or unsteady, especially when standing, say so. If you have near falls, actual falls, nighttime bathroom trips, or symptoms after medication changes, mention that too. Those symptoms may not be explained by the blood pressure number alone, but together they help show what is happening in real life. The goal is not to become afraid of your blood pressure monitor. Home monitoring can be empowering when it is done calmly and consistently. It can give your healthcare team a better picture of your usual pattern. It can help you notice changes earlier. It can make appointments more productive. But the monitor should be a tool, not a source of panic. So before you worry about one number, ask yourself, did I rest quietly first? Was my bladder empty? Had I recently had caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, exercise, or a meal? Was I sitting with my back supported and feet flat? Was my arm supported at heart level? Was the cuff on bare skin? Was the cuff the right size? Did I stay quiet during the reading? Was I using a validated device? Did I repeat the reading if it was unusual? These questions do not replace medical care. They help you bring better information to medical care. When you speak with your doctor, be specific. Instead of saying, "My blood pressure is all over the place," you might say, "I take it every morning after sitting quietly, and these are the readings from the last 2 weeks." Or, "The high readings happened after coffee and activity." Or, "I felt dizzy when standing, and my reading was low." Or, "This changed after I started a new over-the-counter cold medicine." Or, "I am not sure my cuff fits." Those details are much more useful than a single number without context. There are warning signs that should be taken seriously. If your blood pressure is higher than 180 over 120, repeat it after a short rest, if you're able, and follow medical guidance. If it remains that high and you have chest pain, shortness of breath, back pain, numbness, weakness, vision changes, difficulty speaking, confusion, fainting, or symptoms that feel sudden and serious, call emergency services. Do not try to manage that situation at home with guesswork. Very low readings can also matter if they come with weakness, dizziness, fainting, confusion, falls, or feeling severely unwell. Repeated unusual readings after a new medication, dose change, supplement, illness, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration concern, or major routine change should be discussed with a healthcare professional. This video is for education only and should not replace medical care. Do not start, stop, skip, or change blood pressure medication or any other medication based on a single home reading. If your readings are repeatedly unusual, if symptoms are new or worsening, or if you are unsure whether your monitor or cuff is accurate, talk with a qualified healthcare professional. Before you worry about one number, make sure you can trust the reading. When you measure carefully, track consistently, and bring the pattern to your doctor or pharmacist, you are not just collecting numbers. You are protecting your confidence, your safety, and your independence after 60